Hi, my lovelies. So I wanted to make a video that will be technically the first video for classes resuming, which is going to be Monday, the 23rd. So first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about the current situation that we're in. I have to strongly encourage you all to not panic. To please tell your family members, your friends, everybody, you should not be panicking. This is not a situation where we should be, raiding the grocery stores for toilet paper and doing some of the things that people have been doing. With that being said, however, you should be practicing social distancing and you should be trying to stay as safe as possible. No large gatherings, try to avoid just anywhere that's going to be a public place with a lot of people, like grocery stores. So just please keep that in mind. At this time, it's basically there's no way that we're going to be returning to face-to-face instruction for the semester. That hurts my heart a little bit. You know how much I love to teach and how much I love you all, and so I really am going to miss seeing you guys every day. But there's just no way that classes are going to resume at this point. So that's just what it is. So with that being said, please remember to be as flexible and as available as you can be. I'm going to do the same. Keep in mind that me and probably a lot of your other professors have never taught an online course. They've never had to rely on things being online. And usually it takes a good 6 weeks to prepare an online course for a semester. So in this case, it would be for about a half a semester. And so in theory, your professors would need about 3 weeks to really get fully prepared. And instead we've had 1 week. And as I said, many of your instructors are not going to have the experience with putting things online and with moving everything into an online platform. So just be patient. We're going to be patient with you all as well. Another thing, just to forewarn you. So we are currently on Blackboard, as you know. These systems are not necessarily designed to support the entire university being switched over. It's kind of a good thing that we are working with Blackboard and Canvas right now, because it may help lessen the load on both of those platforms. But there is a good possibility that there is going to be a lot of traffic coming into these platforms. It's going to clog everything up, and you might have usability issues as far as getting into Blackboard, being able to turn things in, being able to look at different courses, that kind of thing. So with that being said, again, I'm going to be as flexible as I can. I encourage you guys to be flexible too. So just be patient. This is going to be a learning experience for everybody. And so there's that. So as far as my availability, as always, you can reach me via email. However, if you have a general question, it's like, say you have a question about a due date being moved, or how discussion boards are going to work for the rest of the semester, or even something that's like a broad formatting question of, I don't know how to make a works cited entry for this particular citation. Chances are that if you have a question that is broad and in that nature, there are going to be other people in class who have the same question. So with that being said, I've made a discussion board, and I will continue to make a discussion board every week. Right now, the one that's up is, I think it says something about questions about Project 2 or something like that. If you have a broad question, please post that question to the discussion board rather than emailing me directly. The reason for that is, number one, my email is already just absolutely flooded with updates, information that faculty needs to know, all these different things. And so if I suddenly, if half of my students have a question in the same week, that's adding another 25, actually in theory, that's adding another 40 emails to my inbox. And it becomes very hard to manage and things get lost. So if you have a broad question that is not specific to your situation, your paper or something like that, then please post that to the discussion board. Number one, because there's a good chance that other people in the class will have the same question, and that way I don't have to keep repeating myself over and over, and I'm also not going to lose your email among the flood of emails. So if you have a specific question, please feel free to email me. But if you have a broader question, please do put it in that discussion board. It will help me out. It'll help your classmates out. So just do that for me if you don't mind. Also, if you are having trouble with email or you're having trouble with Blackboard and you want to communicate with me quickly, I have made a Kik. For those of you who don't know what Kik is, it's a instant messaging. It's a social media app technically, but it's basically instant messaging. It happens just as quickly as text messages or iMessages. My username on there is Miss P from ECU. That's Miss period P underscore from underscore ECU. A couple of you have already messaged me on Kik, and you can message me very quickly on Kik. I'll get back to you usually within less than 10 minutes, unless I don't have my phone beside me for some reason. So if you have a question that is more specific, or if you're having issues with email or with Blackboard, Kik may be a way that you can get in touch with me alternatively. I would give out my phone number, but that's just a terrible idea, so I'm not going to do that. But Kik is a way that you can get with me directly. If you want to talk to me and you feel like it would be better to talk face-to-face, I will Skype with you. I would prefer not to do that because I am not tech savvy, as you all know, and plus we have to kind of schedule a conference and that kind of thing. So I think it would be easier for us to chat via email or via Kik. But if you are dead set and you really want a video chat, we can video chat. Just, let me know, either email me or message me on Kik. And we can set that up. So there's all that. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a little list of things that I want to make sure that I say. So let me get my stuff straight here. And I'm not editing these videos because first of all, I don't have the know-how to edit a video, and second of all, it just wouldn't really make sense for me to do that. Okay, so the next thing I was going to say, I know I had said in a previous announcement that I would be tracking attendance via these videos. However, because I am concerned about traffic in Blackboard and Blackboard potentially crashing, I've decided that I'm going to make these videos, YouTube videos that you can, of course, view from anywhere. There'll be public videos. You don't have to go through Blackboard to get to them. So with that being said, if you can't get into Blackboard and you don't have access to the link itself via Blackboard or email, please do message me on Kik, and I will, copy and paste the link in so that you can get to it a different way. So since the videos are going to be on YouTube, I don't have a way of doing that tracking that I mentioned where, I can see who looked at it and how long they watched it. Of course, I no longer have that capability. So essentially, attendance is not going to exist for the rest of the semester because I really just don't have a way to enforce it. The attendance that already existed for, when we were still in face-to-face will stand, but essentially it's going to work that's where attendance ends from the beginning of the semester until, that last, Wednesday before spring break. So, for those of you who do have attendance issues, they're still going to be counted against you, but moving forward, no attendance is going to be taken. So if you have perfect attendance, congratulations. That's awesome. Hold on just a second. My father is texting me. Okay. Let's see. So no attendance. I think I was going to talk about discussion boards. No. Okay. Anyway, so, next thing, what I'm going to be doing is 1 video per week, sometimes 2. If I do 2 videos per week, it's going to be me giving information that is pertinent to my classes, because the main video that I'll be uploading every week is going to be me and Jonathan together, since we both teach 1100, and, you guys are essentially getting the same kind of material and lessons from us. We figured it would just be a lot easier for both of us to make the videos together. Plus you'll get a little more insight. It's always better to have 2 teachers, rather than 1. So, The one video for a week will probably be somewhere in the 15 to 20 minute range. It would include me and Mr. Willett. If there's other information that is pertinent to our class that's not pertinent to his, I'll upload a separate video. But generally speaking, there's going to be one video per week. It will be a YouTube video. I will transcribe these videos into a Word document. So if you're if you're more of a reader, you can get that information in a different way. Also, that'll be beneficial for those of you who maybe have poor bandwidth or can't access a video as easily as you would be able to access a document in terms of uploading or downloading something. So there will be transcripts every week of these lectures so that you can get the information in multiple ways. Let's see. So when I make these videos, I will send out an announcement via Blackboard, which means it will be in Blackboard and also in your inbox, in your email inbox, with a link to the video. You do not have to watch these videos because I have absolutely no way to enforce you watching the videos. But if you are able to watch these videos, meaning you have a strong enough internet connection that you can actually watch the video without it, taking 10 years to buffer, I very much encourage that you watch the videos. If not, like I said, I'll have those transcripts and those will be available to you as well. Okay, so let's see. Where does that put me? Okay, so as far as discussion boards go, right now, the discussion boards that were due on 3/16 and 3/25 are technically canceled. So if you did not do them, no harm, no foul. If you did do them, however, which the one for 3/16 is already passed, so you can't do that one now, but if you plan on doing the one for 3/25, I definitely encourage that you do the discussion boards for 2 reasons. So for the first reason is you get extra credit. The second reason is extra credit. I don't know why I said 2 reasons. Never mind. So anyway, if you do the discussion boards from March 16th and from March 25th, then you're going to get extra credit. And here's how extra credit is going to work. And I'm basically going to determine which kind of extra credit you get based on your personal needs. So the first form of extra credit is I will drop an absence per discussion board. In other words, if you do both discussion boards, you'll drop 2 absences from the course. This is so beneficial to those of you who are sitting at, multiple. So if you have 4 absences, you reach the limit and you're not going to get penalized in any way. If you have 5, 6, 7, you're losing 1/3 of a letter grade from the final course grade per absence. So if you're a person who's sitting with 6 absences, that means that 2/3 letter grade loss that you would have acquired will go away. So that's a great thing. If you have a lot of absences, I really, really, really encourage you to do the discussion boards. Like I said, 3/16 is closed now because the date has passed, but 3/25 is not, and so you still have the opportunity to earn, the extra credit to lose at least 1 absence. So if you're sitting at 5 absences or more, of course, that's going to be very beneficial for you to get rid of those absences. For those of you who do not have absence issues, you will be earning 3 points towards one of your papers for this class. All 3 of the papers are graded at 20%. So I won't actually apply that extra credit until the end of the semester because I need to wait and see which paper you do most poorly on because it makes sense to bump up the lower grade. So again, with that being said, you get 3 points per discussion board. So if you did the discussion board for 3/16, congratulations, and you don't have attendance issues, congratulations, then you've gotten 3 points added to your lowest score paper. If you do it for 3/25, that means you're going to get 6 points added to your lowest score paper. That's a big deal, guys. That's more than half of a letter grade. So, if you have a paper that you didn't do that grade on, that you have I don't think anybody ever gets D's on my papers, but if you have a D on a paper, then, that could mean bumping you up into a C. If you have a B- or something, that can mean bumping you up to a B+. Or, if you have a B+, it could mean bumping you up to an A. So you should definitely take advantage of that extra credit. Okay, I think that's all I had to say about discussion board. So those are the extra credit discussion boards. As for the other discussion boards, I think I'm going to play it by ear right now. So one of 2 things is going to happen. Ideally, what will happen is I'm going to go in and restructure the discussion boards so that they make sense, because some of them ask you about class activities and things like that, and obviously we're not having class, so that's you can't, write about something that didn't happen. So I'm either going to go in and restructure the discussion boards so that they actually make sense, and you'll answer them as you usually do, the 100 to 150 word count. You got to turn them in by midnight on the day that they're due, all that good stuff. So that's the ideal situation. But I'm also holding out just a little bit, because if there is a big issue with Blackboard crashing, or if I have a lot of students who are coming to me and saying I don't have the internet capability to actually get into Blackboard and do the things, then I'm just going to drop them for the semester. That would mean, they just didn't happen, basically. So it'll kind of work the same way that attendance is working now, where the discussion boards that exist are still going to go towards your participation grade as they would have before. They'll just stop after the 25th of March, basically. So just hang on for more news about that. I'm going to wait and see how things are looking once we actually move into this transition, because I have a feeling that over the weekend there are going to be a lot of people trying to upload things to Blackboard and to Canvas, and I think a lot of ECU systems might crash because of all the traffic. So I just kind of want to see what it's looking like, how Blackboard is kind of responding to all this extra traffic. And like I said, if it's a huge tech issue, I'm just going to cancel them. And same alternatively, if I have 50% of my students or even 30% of my students are coming to me and saying, hey, I don't have the the accessibility to get to this information to post, then I can't, again, it's just a situation where I can't force you guys to post when you can't get to the internet. So please, with that being said, if you're having tech issues, please let me know as soon as possible. A couple of you have already reached out and said that you may have potential tech issues, that you're not really sure. That's great. I really need to know that information. So please let me know that as soon as you can, because whether or not you guys can actually get into Blackboard is going to majorly affect how I'm going to continue instruction for the rest of the semester. So if you're having tech issues, I really, really need to know. Please do send me a Kik message or email, however you can get in touch with me. Just please let me know as soon as possible. Okay. Moving forward. So I only got a couple more things. Shouldn't take super long. First of all, I will be introducing Project 3 very soon. Project 3 is probably going to be tweaked a little bit. I'm thinking that what will likely happen is that the page limit is going to be cut back a little bit. And possibly the number of sources that you have to have for the paper is going to be cut back a little bit. That's mostly due to, again, those tech issues. I don't know how many of you have access to, good, reliable internet and can actually find resources and that kind of thing. So more about that. Again, I'm going to kind of wait and see how things are going with Blackboard and with ECU's web systems before I make that final decision. So don't stress about that. I can guarantee you that pretty much, unless you don't turn in Project 3, you're gonna pass this class. And you don't have, 12 absences or something like that, then you're pretty golden to pass the class. So don't stress about Project 3. I'm gonna make this as simple and as flexible as possible, okay? So please don't freak out. With that being said, I want to talk a little bit about Project 2, turning Project 2 in, and just some general APA, because I have promised you guys some APA instruction when we came back from spring break, and obviously we cannot come back from spring break for me to do in-class APA instruction. But I have a paper from one of my 2201 students who exclusively write in APA that I'm going to use as a sort of example of just formatting in general. I want to preface this by saying, as far as your references page, just do the best that you can do. It's going to be difficult for me to give you individual advice on how to cite your references without actually physically seeing them or without you sending me a file. And if all of you start sending me files, again, things are going to get lost. I'm just not even going to realize that you had emailed me. And so as far as I'm concerned, your formatting for Project 2 is the least of your concerns. I'm going to be grading formatting very generously, unless I suspect, intentional flagrant plagiarism, i.e. you copied and pasted, huge blocks of text or something like that. Unless I see something that looks like intentional plagiarism, you don't need to worry about being cited for plagiarism for minor things like forgetting to cite an in-text citation or something like that, because I was not able to give you guys the APA instruction that you needed, and that is not your fault. So just don't freak out about formatting. I am going to run through this paper with you pretty quickly though, just to give you a sort of idea of what your formatting should look like. Now, before I do that, what I want to advise you guys to do is to go to Purdue, OWL, that's Purdue, Purdue, OWL. I can't spell owl today. OWL, as in Online Writing Lab. Just Google Purdue OWL APA. It's a lovely website. It has lots of, there's a menu that's got lots of different options. You can look at sample papers, all this good stuff. Do not use pocket keys. The reason that you don't want to use pocket keys for APA right now is because APA has transitioned into their newest edition, which I think is the 8th edition, and pocket keys has the old edition. So pocket keys is not going to be a reliable place to go because it's using an older version of APA. So definitely Purdue OWL is the way you want to go. Okay? Second of all, you do not need... my phone's doing something strange. You do not need to have an abstract or an author's note on your papers. Okay, cool. So just real quick, I'm gonna show you guys. All right, here is a paper of one of my 2201 students, as I said. So this is essentially what your title page looks like. Let me actually put this down because I'm shaking a little bit. All right, so first thing that you'll notice is header, with the page number. You just go and put in a page number. You don't have to have your last name. You don't have to have any of that. Your title is going to be right here. It's about 3 spaces from the top of the page, and it's bolded. And your title is probably going to be very similar to the title that you see here. It's going to be rhetorical analysis of, X song by X artist. So, rhetorical analysis of This Is America by Childish Gambino. Then you're going to space about 3 more times, and you're putting your name. For some reason, they want your full name. I don't know what that's about, but put your full name. Department of English, East Carolina University. Here, this is going to be different because you're going to have English 1100 / the section number. And then Writing Foundations of College Writing is the name of our course. Foundations of College Writing. I'll say that again so that you can catch me. Then my name. And then the date. And you can put the due date of the paper as your date. So in this case, it'll be, what did I say? March 25th, Wednesday. Yes. So that's what your title page is going to look like approximately. When you get into the main part of your paper, the only thing you're going to have, I'm blocking the bottom part of this because it has aspects that you guys won't have. The main thing that you're going to do is repeat the title there at the top, as you can see. Rhetorical analysis, blah, 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 blah. Make sure it's bolded. And again, you want to make sure you have page numbers. And essentially, that's it. So if some of you may be using these subtitles like this, that's perfectly fine. You're definitely allowed to use subtitles. You're not required to use subtitles. All right. And just so you can see, hold on one second. Yours is not going to look this professional because my 2201 students are citing things from out of journals. But generally speaking, this is what your references are going to look like on the references page. So in this case, we got, all these different authors' names. So, last name, first name, that's going to be first. Year of publication. So last name, first name, period. year of publication in parentheses like that, and then the title of the piece, and then the place that it's coming from. So if you were doing a YouTube video, for example, I'm gonna make you a really quick citation. So let's say that you're doing a music video from Childish Gambino. Bear with me, guys. And as always, you're going to make sure that your citations are in alphabetical order and hanging indent. Please remember that. Sorry, my paper is trying to slip. Okay, so essentially it's going to look like this. You got the artist name, the year of publication in parentheses like that, title of the song, and then it's coming from YouTube. And if you want to also have the web address, sorry, the HTTPS, blah, 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 blah. So just like that. Okay. I know that's a quick and dirty APA lesson, but again, guys, please don't stress about APA. And before we move on from this, let me find you an in-text citation. Okay. So your in-text citation is going to look like this. This is the author's name. You're not going to have et al. In this case. Et al. is Latin. It means and others. That's what you list if you have 3 or more authors, but that's probably not going to apply to you. So it's just going to be the author's name, a comma, the year the thing was published, and in y'all's case, you can put a timestamp for the song if you want to. I'm not fairly going to be much of a stickler about that. And if you're quoting from a website or something, that's probably not going to have page numbers, so don't worry about listing a page number in your in-text citations. So that's that. Okay, let me check my list. You can see Pikachu hanging out in the background. Even though I'm an Eevee person, actually. Okay, let's see. APA. Okay, I think we're coming to the end of the video because I only have one more thing to talk about. So, as I said, Project 2 due date has been moved to Wednesday, March 25th. The paper will be due at 5 o'clock and you'll be uploading it to Blackboard. So I first want to talk to you a little bit about uploading to Blackboard because I'm aware that we've never actually uploaded assignments to Blackboard in this course. So I'm going to walk through that with you. First, though, let me preface my Blackboard instruction by saying you cannot turn into Blackboard a file that is not a PDF or a Word document. In other words, I don't need the dot pages, which I don't even know where that comes from. Don't do the pages thing. Basically save your file as a PDF or as a Word document. I don't care. I don't have a preference over one or the other, but it has to be a PDF or a Word document. The reason for that is that Blackboard does not recognize other file formats. So please do not upload a pages or whatever. If you're having issues uploading an actual file into Blackboard, you can send me a link to the online Word that should send me, give me access to your paper online. You can do that, or you can send me your paper directly in an email if you're having problems with Blackboard. This is a situation, again, if you are having issues with Blackboard, please let me know as soon as possible. The due date on this is going to be somewhat flexible, but I'm not being super flexible because you've had an extra week and a few days to work on this paper, with spring break being spread out. So I'm not going to be super flexible. With that being said, if you try to upload it at, 4 o'clock and you can't get it to work and you email me or you kick me, and you tell me that you're having trouble, I'll work with you. If you email me 3 days after the due date and say, I couldn't get the file to upload and I couldn't get in contact with you, then we're going to have to talk a little bit about maybe having a late penalty or something like that. But you guys know me. I'm very flexible. If you're having issues, please let me know. I'm going to do my best to help you. All that good stuff. So let me walk through the uploading process with you, and I hope that this will work because I'm basically recording a computer from my phone. We'll see if you guys can see what I see. Ah, it looks like it. Okay, so if you go into our course, this is pretty idiot proof. I tried to make it pretty idiot proof. If you go into our course and you click on the Project 2 tab, so you know the Project 2 tab that lives over here, you'll see this huge thing that says Turn in Project 2 here. So when you click on it, it's going to look like this. And all you do is scroll down, come down here to attach files, you know, find your file, whatever, upload it. That's that. And then you come all the way to the bottom, hit submit over here. Pretty simple. So just to reiterate, I'm going to walk through that again. Go to Project 2 tab on the left. Click on this big thing that says Turn in Project 2 here. Click on that. Scroll down. You'll have a place that says Attach Files. You know, y'all know how to attach a file. Attach a file. You're not stupid. And then once you're done, you come all the way down and hit submit. If you attach the file wrong, like if you realize that you attached a draft or that you just attached the wrong file for some reason, don't panic. Just upload the file again. If you upload multiple files, I will grade the last file that you uploaded because I'll assume that the last file that you uploaded is the correct file. And if something looks weird to me, like if you turn in a paper and it's, you know, it doesn't have any citations or it's only a page long or something like that, I'll probably reach out to you and say, hey, did you turn in the right file? You know, just checking in. So with all that being said, make sure your file is saved as a PDF or a Word doc, not the dot pages thing, not any of that. If you cannot get it into Blackboard, email me. If you're having issues emailing me, please, if you're having issues emailing me a file, please either email me or hit me up on Kik and let me know what's going on so we can figure out some kind of alternative way of you turning this in. And I think that's it, guys. So, you know, as always, please, 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 please contact me if you need help. I am going to do my very best to be flexible and available to you guys. Also, just FYI, I'm probably going to be working a lot more at the Piggly Wiggly in Greenville if you all are local. So come on by the Pig and see me. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. You can come by the Pig and see me if you want to. Just come in and say hello. I'll probably either be running a cash register, running stock, or in the produce department. But if you ask for Sarah, I'm the only Sarah there. So you can say, hey, Miss Sarah is my teacher. Don't ask for Miss Parrish because they're going to look at you like you're crazy. They don't know that anybody calls me Miss Parrish. Or they do, but they're not used to me being called that. So please do feel free to come by and say hello. Also feel free to kick me or email me just to chat. Preferably kick me. Don't email me just to chat. But you're more than welcome to just pop in and say, hey, how are you? You know, I'm happy to talk with you guys as always. And just stay safe in all this. Make sure you're washing your hands. Practice social distancing. Don't be going to parties. All that good stuff. Just stay safe, but don't panic. Please don't panic. And so I guess that's all for today, and I will see you guys for the next video.